Hey, what's up guys? Chris here for Brew. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be brewing a pale ale. It's going to be a little bit of a hop bomb, so I'm going for 40 litre batch, 42 around about, something like that, in the fermenter. The first wort hops is Nelson Sauvin. Then I have a 20-minute hop drop, which is Nelson Sauvin, Amarillo and Cascade. That's going to go straight into my cubes, which are there in the background somewhere. Okay. Anyway, so it's going to be a short brew day because all I have to do is, I've got the mash on already. First time underletting, I'll put a little bit of video on showing me underletting, hopefully only 10 seconds because you've all seen it before. I've got quite a few dough balls, same as I did last time underletting, but I think it's still easier than trying to dough in, so I'll stick with that. And Paul's making me a mash paddle, so cool. So the 20-minute hop drop will actually go straight into the cubes, and that'll be it for the day. And straight into the fermenters tomorrow, and I'll chuck some yeast on them probably when I get home from work. And that's it, game on. So simplified brewing really. I've got 10 kilos of grain in here, 9.3 of that is Marisotto's finest, whatever, the crisp malting one, and then 700 grams of carapils, I think it is. So it's a simple recipe, but it should give some lovely flavour. We're looking at about aiming at 40 IBUs and EBC of about 9.3. This is my last brew from the double brew day. I will have shown you this on my Homebrew Wednesday update a couple of weeks ago because I just videoed that. It's really nice already, so I might be getting stuck into that today during the brew day. Hopefully I'll stay reasonably sober because it's a work day tomorrow. Sad times, the Safa Choc Coffee Milk Stout is gone. So I'll be bringing another one of them soon as well. Anyway, I don't want to waffle too much because I want to make this brew day 8 minutes long. So I'll catch you on the next step. Here it is. Very high-tech method of underletting. Just letting gravity do its thing. It's quite a big brew day today, 10 kilos in there. I didn't actually weigh it, but every time I have weighed it from Cake Kingdom, it's been bang on the money, so I'm just going to leave that. Look at them, there's a lovely crush on that. Beautiful. Okay, well, you don't need to watch that. Sparge has started. Just doing a couple of warm-ups and then we'll chuck the first wort hops in, which my assistant brewer shall be doing shortly. Sweet! Right, so we've got the hops ready. This is would normally be the 20 minutes edition. There's only a few minutes left of the boil, so I'm going to chuck these into the cube. These are the 20 minute editions, which is I think it's 10 grams of each of the 3 hops into each cube. So effectively in that way, so it would be a 60 gram hop drop. We're splitting it, and that'll be going in a minute. We're just going to let it calm down a little bit. There's a lot of proteins in there. And then I'm going to drain off to the first one, drain off to the second one, and come back to you when I pitch the yeast tomorrow. Cheers. Motherfuckers. Let it dry off in about a week. Boom. And I'm going to now just pour it out. I think I'm going to end up with quite cloudy beer in there, but it will cool down quite quickly. It's about 1 degree Celsius outside. I'll put it out in the garage, and then I'll filter it when I put it into the fermenters. And yeah, I'll just fill these 2 up and then we'll be done. Okay, bring this bad boy over. He's already had his hop drop as well, so here we go. Okay, right, now we take it outside, one each. That was just me having fun, I promise.
For sure.
Okay. Well, we'll let that settle down. Okay, so that's the brew day done. It was reasonably effortless. The thing that took the longest was getting the wort up to the boil. It took probably another 40 minutes longer than it normally does. That's with both elements running. Still worth it, I would say, but it was a solid 6 hours including cleanup. Ended up with 43 litres, which is good. I put that in the cubes with the 20-minute hop drop, 30 grams on each side, 10 grams on each hop, and I left that overnight. That was Sunday night. I left it overnight in the garage, came home from work on Monday, kegged a different batch, and then went ahead and put those in the two fermenters and in the fermentation fridge. The temperature had dropped down to about 11 or 12 degrees on the wort, so it took some time. I pitched the yeast anyway. I used Nottingham and US 04, so I've got two different yeasts in there just to see what the difference is between the two with the same wort. They're fermenting now. It's Wednesday and they're fermenting, so everything's good. I've had a look there. There's a bit of browsing on both. Nothing to worry about. I'm quite chuffed with the smoothness of the brew day, and I'm thinking next time I might try a few different bits, but for now I guess the next step is to wait till the dry hop, and then we'll cold crash, keg and drink. So there's a Vienna lager. Not a lot left on that, but she's cracking. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you at the dry hop, or if I forget to do that, I'll see you at the taste. Okay, so this is the last bit of the video. You can see she's still a bit murky. Been in the keg a few days. I haven't force carved this, I've just left it in the keg, so you can see there's carbonation, but not a lot at the moment. I just wanted to get the video done now, really. So what I did is one of the cubes, when I put it in the fermenter, I used Nottingham yeast. The other one I used SO4. This is the Nottingham yeast. It doesn't look very clear. I don't know if it's the Nottingham yeast, or I don't know if it's the fact that I did my bittering in the cube. Hey. So time will tell. I've got the other batch still sitting in the fermentation fridge. It's down at 1 degree, cold crashing. I still need to decide whether I'm going to bottle that or keg it. But for now, let's have a little taste. There's a decent hop aroma on that. On the dry hop, I had 50 gram Nelson Sauvin, 40 gram Amarillo and 40 gram Cascade. I would have expected a little bit more aroma, and that's half each per 22 litre batch. So yeah, it's okay. You can see the colour, that would be quite light. I think I was aiming for the, what's the SRM here, 10, EBC, sorry, of 10. The IBUs on this are just under 40, but I can have a little taste and see how it comes out. First thing I'll say is the body on that is 100%. I really think the body is just right. Bitterness comes through quite heavily. I think it's quite possibly a little bit too bitter, but maybe while it's young it will be like this. Give it a couple of weeks, it might just round off that flavour. It's a really nice taste to the beer, and in a way I'm happy I didn't overdo it on the hops, because I have plenty of hoppy beer, and this is quite a nice one. I ended up with I missed all my numbers, and I don't know, it's the one time I didn't actually weigh the grain. I just said, yeah, it must be right. It was about 10 kilos, yeah, 10 kilos of grain. I just chucked it all in and I didn't weigh it. So if it was light, maybe that's the problem. Maybe it was something to do with the mash. But I ended up about 6 or 8 gravity points shy. It did ferment down an extra 3 gravity points, so maybe the mash was a bit hot, I don't know. At the end of the day, I ended up with a 5% beer instead of 5.5, or just under 5.5. So I'm happy with that. That's more of a sessionable percentage ABV anyway. The flavour is really nice. You know what? When it's still murky like this, you do still have a bit of a yeasty flavour to it. Which I think will clear with time, and I think the SO4 one might be even better. I haven't got a lot of experience with Nottingham yeast, and I'm not sure if it was the yeast or the fact it was bittered in the cube, or the fact that in the cube you don't cold crash. So it could have been many factors. I'm going to do another double batch, which will be a Pilsner, but I'm going to cool that down the traditional way because I want to enter that in the competition. So. All in all, I'm happy with the beer. Miss my numbers a bit, but you know, I'm not that serious about hitting my numbers all the time. The flavor's good, the body's good. It needs to carb up a little bit more, and hopefully it'll drop clear. If it doesn't, as long as the flavor turns out right, that's enough for me. That's it for another Grain to Glass, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you on the next one. The next one is a few days' time. I'm going to do a milk stout, chocolate milk stout, and that will also be for the competition. And then the double brew day will be on the 7th of April. So until then, guys, keep brewing.